Well, as election season kicks into high gear, 11 Alive is working to make sure that real voters are the center of this conversation. And in this week's Voice of the Voter, we are taking a trip to Powder Springs. Zach Merchant with the 11 Alive political team and co-host of the Georgia Vote introduces us to Oliver Price, co-owner and instructor at South Atlanta Firearms.
Are you seeing an increase in firearm ownership here in Georgia?
I am. I'm seeing, to believe it or not, women.
Why do you think that is? Why do they say it is?
They're looking for home protection. They're by themselves. They're raising their children. It's as simple as that. And they want something to protect themselves with. Access to firearms is a good thing if you have the training.
So you think in Georgia, before you go out and purchase a firearm,
You should go to training, number one.
almost like if you're going to drive a car first, you got to go through driver's school and get your
There you go.
license.
That is correct. Right? So why isn't it the same when it comes to firearms?
We've got a big election in November.
Yes.
Looking ahead, what worries you the most?
Your average person living in Georgia, living in New York, living in California, some other place, Wyoming, their concern is, am I able to afford putting food on the table? Am I able to get up, go work, make an honest living, come home and pay the bills? The next one is social. What do our candidates feel about Second Amendment rights? What do they feel about our small communities, our communities that are LGBTQ plus communities?
What do you wish people knew about you and your life and your work that you think maybe a lot of folks don't know?
Let me answer that in 1 second, but I want to give you one more thought
Please.
that just came to mind. While President Trump was in office, my business was booming because I think America was in chaos. And they thought that they all needed weapons. They thought they needed to protect themselves from whatever entity they thought. And they went out and they bought a lot of guns and they got a lot of training.
That's good for a business like yours.
It is good for a business like mine. Great. But is that the way I wanted the direction of the country to go? As a business owner, do I want the prior president to go back into office so my business can blossom because people are going to go crazy and they're going to want guns and they want more firearms training, and sure, I want to go to range and protect myself and all that good stuff? That's for business. But as a person living in America, I still want that safety and that understanding that the president's doing the right thing. And there won't be World War III or something going on. I don't know.
How do you make that decision?
I'm still making a decision.
We always end on this. What are you optimistic about?
Technology. I think we're evolving with it. I really do.
Before starting his firearms training business, Price served in the military and he worked in IT. He said the number one thing he stresses in his firearms classes is safety. Faith.
Such an interesting conversation. I love the questions that you asked him. I do have one question for you.
Well, I hope I have an answer.
Did he teach you how to shoot a gun?
You know, he did, and he really stresses it. It wasn't just us saying it. He really does put an emphasis on safety. And I think one thing worth pointing out here, too, we don't pre-screen any of the answers. We know this, obviously, but I think it's important to emphasize. And what's been, I think, so refreshing is that we talked to lots of different folks, and they all give really nuanced, complicated answers that reflect real life.
Because it's not a simple question.
People are complicated, and they've been really great to share those thoughts with us. We appreciate it.
And you can catch these conversations every week. Tune in this Sunday for a special edition of the Georgia Vote. We break down Thursday's presidential debate. We'll also have expert analysis from Republican strategist Mark Roundtree, Democratic strategist Howard Franklin. That is airing this Sunday at 11 a.m. right here on 11 Alive.